All right, let's welcome in Tim Doyle, AMHQ. He's got the hammer ready. Good bet or bad bet? After the trade deadline, we'll focus on teams and players. So let's start with the Brooklyn Nets. Timmy, to win the title now at plus 550.
You know, it's amazing to think that a month ago, Tommy, this Nets team went to those Chicago Bulls that you were talking about and smacked them around 138 to 112. And that was really the last great moment of this James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving relationship. You know, when you think back to exes, Tommy, as you're about to head down the aisle, the first thought is always like a memorable one. You know what I mean? It's a positive one. It's you guys riding a tandem bike down by Lake Michigan, maybe flying a kite down by the ocean. This was the last memorable moment for the Brooklyn Nets. And it showed, to Brandon's point, that when they put it all together, that they are the best team in the NBA. That team that night was the best team in the NBA. The problem is they're going the opposite of what Mary J. Blige said at halftime, with no more drama. They're all about the drama. That's my problem. You know what I mean? You need 5 guys. You may need 9 guys connected on the same page. And this team was a mess from the get-go. Now, it hasn't been a disaster because if Kevin Durant doesn't step on the line against the Bucks, they go to the NBA Finals, and more than likely they win an NBA championship. But they did. And now you got the Kyrie saga off the court. Now you're bringing Ben Simmons, who you want to talk about drama. He's all up in the videos with drama. So, of course, they have the talent to win it, but I'm not taking my hard-earned money, Tommy, and putting it on this team. I just don't trust them.
I love it. I remember when I asked you, hey, if they ever get to like 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, would you still take it? But that was back when they had that core. That core has been blown up, and it's a new squad there out in Brooklyn. How about the Phoenix Suns to win the title now at plus 450, leading the way?
You know, the Suns is who you want to introduce to your parents. You trust them. They do all the little things well. You know what I mean? They remember your birthday. They don't forget anniversaries. They defend in the half court. They got multiple guys that can guard multiple positions, and they have a leader. Chris Paul changed this organization. Last year, I bet him to win MVP. I'll tell you this right now. He should have won MVP because he got the Suns to the NBA Finals when nobody expected anything out of them. You know, they were a team that finished the bubble strong, but adding Chris Paul, nobody thought they were going to be an immediate NBA championship contender. Well, they have been. So if he didn't win the MVP last year, he ain't going to win the MVP this year, but he should be in the consideration. The guy has been remarkable. They got guys that can defend on the wing. Bridges has really developed. DeAndre Ayton, Tommy, I've watched him and I've called Suns games. He secretly hates Chris Paul, but he loves him. Because you know what Chris Paul demands out of Ayton? Perfection. He has pushed DeAndre Ayton to become a better player each and every game that he is out there. And at the end of the day, the big fella is going to get that bag of cash. This is the last hurrah for the Suns, so I trust this team. They are going to be in there in the end. I already got my Final Four picked out. Tommy, you want to hear my Final Four?
Give it to me.
I think it's going to be Suns, Warriors in the West, and then in the East, Bucks and the 76ers.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought up Philly because we're going to talk about the Sixers next. And you mentioned Phoenix. We know what we're getting with the Suns. We don't really know yet what we're getting with the Sixers because James Harden had yet to play a game, but people are buying with the Bucks now 6-1, tied for 4th best odds. And you think that is a good bet?
Well, we were all waiting to see if the 76ers were going to go out there and land Damian Lillard. I think they got a guy who's better. You know, last year when James Harden took off the fat suit in Houston and got on an airplane to Brooklyn, he thrusted himself last season into the MVP conversation. And the Nets, if he doesn't get hurt in the playoffs, do you remember what they did to the Bucks when they were healthy? They smacked them around the first 2 games. So now you're going to go, well, you know, that was last year. Harden's not the same player. Did you see the stretch of basketball James Harden played from Christmas on? I mean, he was remarkable against the Lakers, 30-plus points, double-digit assists, triple-doubles. And then against the Clippers, he had one of the best performances this year in the NBA, where he absolutely did whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. So for people that say that James Harden is done, this was a 3-game stretch only, a month and a half ago, where he averaged 36, 10, and 11 assists. I mean, folks, this is the NBA. This isn't the California Penal League. Like, this guy's going out there and dominating at the highest level. That's from Major League. They said when they brought Rick Vaughn and he refused to wear sleeves. But the guy's awesome. You bring him in to pair him with Embiid, who's probably going to win the MVP if he stays healthy right now. It reminds me a lot of, and I'm going to go old school here, when the Rockets brought in Clyde Drexler. The Rockets really weren't going anywhere that season. They brought in Clyde. It changed the dynamic of the team. Daryl Morey got his guy. And when Harden is motivated, when he's putting down the knife and fork, when he's staying out of the club, he's as good as it gets from an offensive standpoint in the NBA. Tommy, I'm buying in. Hammer time. The Sixers. I'm a believer.
Hey, I got that reference, by the way. Rick Vaughn had the hair. James Harden, of course, has the beard. By the way, then, is it too late to jump on the Joel Embiid MVP train? Now the betting favorite plus 160.
It's probably, yes, it's too late. Yeah, of course. I mean, he was 30-1 at one point. He missed an extended period of time because of COVID. And I got a chance to see him recently when I was in Chicago. Thank you, Danny Green, for leaving me close tickets. You know, Tommy, Danny Green was a kid when I was a man, and he used to look up to me because I used to dominate basketball in our region. But he still shows me that same respect. Anyway, he gave me some sick tickets to the 76ers game, and I watched Embiid drop a 40-burger on the Chicago Bulls. And watching him live and up close, from a talent, skills perspective, man, it's hard to find another guy in the NBA who's as skilled as Joel Embiid as far as shooting the basketball and footwork and how he could flat out dominate a game. The whole thing with Embiid is you can't make the club in the tub. So if he can stay healthy, if he could stay out of the tub, the ice bath that is, he is going to end up winning this award. The Sixers, this is it. Like, they're pushing their chips all in, so I'm a believer.
All right, so maybe not the best number, but still a good number. We're hitting the 24-second shot clock. What about Curry now, plus 750 down the fourth?
Yeah, wave bye-bye to Steph Curry. Over the last 20 games, only averaging right around 20 points a game. And I called this game last night. So that's right, I was up late when the Warriors got whacked by the Clippers. And Tommy, I did not handicap this game well. You want to know why? You know what the Warriors had? They had the SBF. It's called Super Bowl flu. Tommy, where was the Super Bowl being played?
Los Angeles and Inglewood.
Yeah. Interesting, huh? And then they just beat the Lakers, and then they got to Los Angeles because my man Klay Thompson looked like he wanted to be anywhere but on a basketball court last night. I mean, he looked horrendous. They got whacked by they laid 6 points in the game, and it wasn't even competitive. They got absolutely blown off. They had the old SBF. Steph got off to a great start. He's starting to fade fast, but I will say this about the Warriors. With guys like Kuminga, with Draymond Green coming back, and with James Wiseman coming back after the All-Star break, they have the biggest upside in the entire NBA, a bigger upside than even the 76ers adding in Harden. When the Warriors get healthy, they are certainly a threat.
Oh, we're very familiar with the South Beach flu down here, Timmy Doyle. Appreciate the time as always. Bringing out the hammer, giving out the good bets, bad bets here. Post-deadline ahead of the All-Star break. Early edge, those guys had a monster week out in Los Angeles. Coachman, the maestro, more of that. Daily picks in under 10 minutes, available every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.